Yeah, g'day, it's Tony here from Moocher Hunters, and this is my brand new Hydrolab 510 boxer. I've just taken it for my first overnighter on board, performed flawlessly. So stoked with it, how it's turned out. I want to take you through the entire boat, the layout, why it is the way it is right now. So come on board, we'll show you through it. Yeah, so those of you that follow Moocher Hunters, you know that the last boat I had was a Black Dog Cat, and it was obviously a catamaran. I was really reluctant to sell that boat for a long time because of what it had. So like a really stable platform, completely open with a tiller steer, and it was perfect for the camping arrangement. I wanted to shift to a new boat that was able to push further offshore, go out into some gnarlier water, and I guess give me more range where I can go and explore new places. But at the same time, I wanted a boat that can still do the overnight camps, pop the tent up, and still have a boat that's completely open for casting and fishing. Kind of a hybrid between my last boat and then a boat that's more streamlined and more capable of going further offshore. Right, so firstly the power, it's a Yamaha 115, which is the biggest engine I've ever had on a boat. We probably could have got away with another 90 horsepower, but Nick and I and Yamaha were talking about the options, and we were thinking, you know, when the boat's fully loaded with camping gear, plus a couple of anglers, we don't want the engine to be working overtime. So this thing, yeah, it's going to power this boat along beautifully. Here, I'll turn it on for you real quick. Like a couple of times I've been caught out because I've turned it on and then I can't hear that it's on, and then I've tried to turn it on again. So yeah, really quiet engine, super grunty. It pushes this boat along perfectly. So really stoked with the engine. Looks great on the boat, I reckon. And you can't beat a Yamaha. As far as the layout goes, and I guess the differences between my last boat and this one, the first major difference, and the thing that I love about this boat, is it's got the high transom. Unlike the old, you know, deep V of the last boat, where I was always worried about taking a wave over the back. This makes me feel a lot safer. And also not having the seats in the back corners, now I can actually butt my knees up against the transom. I can do my straight lining off the back, and I can use this entire corner here. Nick's still working on a nice big bait board kind of bait station here, and it's going to be at a height like your kitchen bench, so it's going to be perfect for filleting up fish. I can put the gas cooker on top, do my cooking. There's obviously a couple of storage hatches there. That one's got the battery. This one here's got a bit more space in there, so I can use that. And then we've got the livey tank. One thing I asked from Nick was a good sized livey tank, because I like to run big live baits and keep them alive all day. I've got a duck board at the back, which I haven't had before, but is proving really handy. Nice place to stand up to go for a whiz. But yeah, just separate from the internal cockpit means that you can do things on here, it can get wet, and it's not bringing water on board. Yeah, then moving inside, so this I love. Whoop. So what Nick's done here is he's made an underfloor storage space for the tote tanks, and so I've got 50 litres of fuel in there, and then this space in here, under here, we made sure that there was enough clearance to put the tote tanks under there as well. So I mean, potentially you could fit another 4 tote tanks in there. Loads of fuel for longer trips. It means that your tote tanks aren't in the way when you're fishing. So this floor space is always going to be clear. And if I'm just doing local trips, the 2 tanks under here are more than enough. Then here, moving on to probably the biggest difference between the last boat and this one is I've finally given up on the tiller steer, and I've gone to a steering wheel, which is like Christmas. It's amazing having a steering wheel. Again, Nick being able to customize everything, we worked together to make sure that this console was small enough to still fit my 1-person tent up on board. So I slept on the tent last night. It was awesome. It's really good. The tent fits in here perfectly. You can get into the door through here. You've still got this space here, and you've obviously got the big casting platform up the front. But that's kind of what dictated the size of the console, was the tent. So it's nice and small. It doesn't get in the way of your fishing, and there's again some waterproof storage in here, which is something that I'm absolutely loving on board, is having waterproof storage. Lowrance have sent me a VHF radio, so to make sure I'm really safe going offshore. We've got the switch panel here for a whole series of lights, the bilge pump, live bait tank, and there's a spare one later on for a washdown pump. We've also got some gauges, which again are super handy. It tells me things like how much fuel I'm using based on the speed I'm going. It tells me how much fuel I've got left. It gives me the hours that the engine's been running. So just some really handy information for me right here on the control deck. And yeah, it's all nice and tidy in one space. So I'm loving the console, it's awesome, and a steering wheel. So another massive upgrade on this boat is the flooring. So I'm completely used to either plywood or checker plate. So the guys at Boat Deck have hooked me up with a full layout of the boat. So everything from the top of the gunnels, inside the shelves, obviously the floor, the casting deck, everything is done in Boat Deck, as well as my chili bin. Yeah, and this stuff is so nice to stand on with your bare feet. It's really comfortable. And for me, as a catch and release fisher, you know, it's so much better looking after the fish, laying it on this stuff as opposed to the checker plate flooring, especially in the height of summer when it's really hot. That was like putting a fish on a hot plate. I used to have to put a towel down, whereas this is going to look after them way better. Obviously, they can customize all of the flooring, so they've got my new Moocher logo, the Hydrolab, and I've got a few sponsor logos inside the sides as well. Yeah, so once again, like, you know, I do a lot of lure fishing, I do a lot of casting, so a cast platform was a must. There's loads of room on board for a couple of anglers to be up here comfortably casting lures. Worked with Nick on the bow rails. I actually went down there to measure the height of my legs, and I wanted them to sit just above my knees, just kind of on my lower thighs here, so that if it's a bit rough, I can really put my weight up against it, and obviously if I'm hooked up, I can put my knees up against there. Slightly bent means I'm really nice and stable. The boat right now is packed up for an overnight camp. So if you look around, like, this is fully packed with everything that I needed for an overnight camp. So there's still loads of space. It's not like I'm having to pile stuff up. This is probably one of the best things, is that we've got this massive storage under the casting platform, and it's all waterproof. So water will get onto the casting platform, it goes into these gaps, and then the way Nick's cleverly designed it is that the water then runs through this gap here and then just goes out the back. But inside it is all dry. This for me is proving to be probably one of the best features of this boat already. In here I've got a massive big camp chair, I've got my tent, I've got the sleeping mat, I've got extra clothes, food, loads of stuff in there, and it's all dry. And that is everything I need for an overnight camp. Yeah, so one thing that I really wanted on this new boat was the ability to throw people on and off the boat again, get onto the rocks, get off the rocks. And so the front of the boat was really important. So Nick's made the bow rails finish quite early down here, which has left a nice space through the middle. And then we said that there had to be a cover on the anchor well. And Nick's done this really well. So there's a little latch there, and it means that this space is nice and open, so it's really easy. If you're getting back on, I wanted these at a height where you could grab that and then throw your knee up or throw your butt round. But yeah, really nice and easy to get on and off the boat, which is super important for the style of fishing that I do. Yeah, so I mean, obviously, like, it's still really early days. This is my third trip I've gone out on the boat, and it's the very first overnighter, so I'll have to do a review after maybe like 6 months of using it. But I just thought, to begin with, just to show you the layout, why it's kind of set up like it is, and the reasons why I shifted from that last boat to this one. And I can already tell that this boat is a dream to fish off, and it's going to tick all the boxes that I was looking for, being that kind of hybrid between the nice open platform that's still nice and stable, but something that I can actually punch out offshore. Yeah, I mean, even the little bits that I've used this in the chop this morning, hardly got any water on board. It was really smooth riding in a bit of sloppy stuff, so that's exactly what I was looking for. Yeah, stay tuned for the next one, and I'll do a review in the next few months and give you an update.